This is my current desk setup for 2023, and in my opinion, this is the absolute best desk setup for beginner creatives who are just starting out. All of the items in this setup are extremely budget friendly with some frill that can be easily swapped for cheaper parts. I've been using this desk setup for over a year now, and even though I'll be changing it very soon, I wanted to make a video on it for those of you who are just starting out. I also think this setup is excellent for those pursuing corporate careers. Let's start with what everything sits on. This desk is from IKEA and is 63 by 31.5 inches, which is not massive, but still on the larger side where you can fit a decent amount of things on the desk. I think the dark brown wood finish is absolutely beautiful, and it has dark gray legs, which I would have loved for them to be black. My favorite part of this desk, however, is the net underneath, which makes it really easy for beginners to cable manage. I just took a power bar and stuffed it in there with everything plugged in. My monitor of choice is this 27-inch panel from Samsung. The name is too long, so I'll have it on the screen, and it has a resolution of 2560 by 1440, and it's an LED screen, which is perfect for color accuracy. The best thing, however, is that it feeds power through USB-C, which allows me to feed it power directly to my laptop with a single cable. I recently upgraded to the 14-inch M2 Pro MacBook Pro. Prior to this, I ran a 2020 Intel MacBook Pro, but since I film and shoot on a Canon R5, having to make proxies and rendering times were absolutely killing my workflow, so I felt the need to upgrade. But for beginners, an Intel or M1 chip is more than enough. The laptop sits on this black laptop stand, which I got from Amazon. You might have noticed that I keep my laptop upside down, and that's because the vents are on the bottom. So to keep it cool, I keep it upside down so the heat has plenty of space to escape. For my mouse and keyboard, I'm using the Apple Magic Keyboard and mouse. Now, originally I got these items for ease of compatibility, but these will likely be the first things I swap out soon. The keyboard is fine, but it's not very satisfying to type on, and the mouse is too small for my hands. These both sit on top of a black leather desk pad that I picked up from Amazon, and this will be linked in the description along with everything else in this video. Attached to my desk, I also have the Rode PSA-1 arm, and this arm is super premium. I used to have one from Amazon, and I can confidently say that this arm is worth spending the money on. It doesn't wobble or shake and feels super sturdy. I love how it has cable management built right into it, and installation is super simple. It holds this Rode Pod mic, which is an XLR mic, and I personally love the quality of this mic. I'm actually recording this very voiceover on that mic right now. Since this is an XLR mic, it requires an audio interface, for which I'm using the Rode AI-1. It's super simple for beginners and plugs into your computer via USB-C. Above my desk, I have this black shelf I installed from IKEA, and I use this to hold some of my gear that I no longer use. It's a great way to add some height to the setup. On the right wall, I have this pegboard, which I also got from IKEA. Now, most people get IKEA attachments, but I ended up ordering some off of Amazon and found a way to make them work. This pegboard is exclusively used to house my FPV drones. The chair I got from Wayfair, and at the time I was only focusing on aesthetics, so beside the good looks, I will say this chair sucks. If you're building a setup, please focus on ergonomics for back comfort, since this chair is currently destroying mine. I will be partnering with Autonomous very soon to try their Ergo Chair Plus, so stay tuned for that. Now let's move on to lighting. Behind my monitor, I have this RGB light strip from Jovi, which I got from Amazon and is super cheap. It's a very easy way to create some mood in your setup. On my monitor, I have the BenQ Halo light bar. Now, at first I wasn't the biggest fan of this, but it has really grown on me. This might be one of the best on-desk lamps that takes the least amount of space and is super handy when I'm working in the dark. It also has this control dial, which lets me change the brightness and temperature. I also have the RGB light bar from GVM, and I keep this on the floor. I generally match the color of the light to the Jovi backlight to have consistency throughout the theme. I also keep this floor lamp, which I got from Amazon. Now, unfortunately, this lamp is no longer available, and I've broken the remote, so I can't change the temperature anymore. I'll likely be swapping this out for something similar in the future. Jovi also makes a product like this. And finally, for desk aesthetics, I have this real snake plant from IKEA, which I water like once a month, but I think it looks awesome here. I'll likely swap this in the future for a larger floor plant, and I have this fake potted hanging plant from IKEA that helps visually connect my shelf to the desk. And to wrap things up, this is a Turkish inspired rug I picked up from HomeSense. It matches the color of my wall and helps to absorb some of the echo in this room when I'm using my pod mic. And that's it. That's everything in my setup currently in 2023. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you want to grab any of this stuff for yourself, it'll be linked in the description below. If you guys want to follow along on my journey for how this desk setup evolves in the coming months, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Until then, keep creating.